Hey everyone, this is Prog Chess coming at you. As you'll see, my rating has gone up pretty significantly since my last video. The reason for that is really simple. I did a lot of gaming and playing last night. I knew my rating was better than 1,000 because my coach told me so, in a way. But nevertheless, my dog's trying to get up on here. Nevertheless, right now I'm playing a tournament game, and I'm pretty excited about it. But let's see, I've never played a tournament game before, so it should be interesting to see how it goes. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. My opponent just played the standard opening E4. I'm gonna respond with E5. I realized my clock was ticking that whole time, but that's okay. He's gonna do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and match it up. This is a pretty standard opening for black. Okay. Probably just defend with the pawn, and then I can move this bishop out like this. Okay, so he's preventing me from getting to this square right here, which isn't a big deal. But I'm gonna go ahead and develop my knight. I have a nice little perch right here that I can use. And let's see what he responds with that. And these are 15-minute games, so this is going to be quite a long video in terms of, just in terms of sheer amount of games, because I'm not sure if there's 5 rounds or 6 rounds. 5 rounds. It says 5 rounds. Okay. I can barely read the screen. That's what's so unfortunate. But anyway, back to what we were doing. Okay, so I'm going to develop my other knight. Usually you always want to develop knights before the bishops. In this case, I developed the bishop first, only because I wanted to go ahead and get it out of the way so I could get this bishop out. But, you can break the rules once in a while. It's not really a rule. It's just kind of a rule of thumb, so to speak. And he's going to take my perched knight, which is fine. I'm just going to go ahead and take back with the bishop. And he's probably going to swing down here at some point with his queen. I'm not quite sure what he's planning. Maybe go push to E1 here. I don't know. He's going to try to attack my bishop. Alright, so he wants my bishop out of there. And he succeeded because I'm going to put it down here. Still, though, I have a nice eye right here on this square right here, which is something I like to maintain when I'm playing black. I like to eye up that king side, especially when they castle king side. If they castle queen side, it's pretty useless. Anyway, here we go. So, he's threatening this pin right here. I don't like pins, so I'm going to try to bounce him off of it. If he decides to take, I'll just take back with the queen. So, no, he doesn't want to take back. Okay. I can also try to push him further away, like that. Kind of push him into oblivion here. He doesn't have a whole lot of choices. And now his bishop is pretty much useless. So we're going to keep pushing these pawns. Try to tear away at his king side a little bit. Because once he takes here, I can take with the knight. I'm sorry, the queen or the queen. The bishop or the knight. I'm sorry, guys. Regardless, okay, so I'm not really sure what that move was, but I'm going to go ahead and take, open up his vulnerable king side here. And remember, I also have this bishop eyeing up this king side as well. So it should look to be a pretty interesting game. Maybe a quick one. I'm not sure. But I think that might have been a blunder on his part, because I can just outright take that and then threaten his rook on F1. So let's see how he responds. I am curious. I mean, it's interesting to me to see how these games play out like this, especially when your opponent tends to blunder. And I don't think that was a very good move either, because I can just outright take right here. But I also have this beautiful check right here. So I think I'm going to go with that. That gets me closer to checkmate. So his king is in a lot of trouble right now. And also get the free rook now that he can't take it back with the queen or the king. Because he's blockaded. Now he's taking my knight. Threatening my queen. I'm going to go ahead and threaten his queen in return. He may take my queen, he may not. I'm not sure. If I had to render a guess, I would say this game is pretty much in my favor. I mean, there's not a whole lot he can do in terms of getting to my king or anything like that, so... Alright, so he moves queen to f5, and I'm going to go ahead and move my queen over to c8 and threaten his queen there on that diagonal square and threaten a checkmate. So now he's almost forced to take my queen. I want to trade down as much material as possible because I am a major piece ahead right now, the rook, and the rook is stronger than both the knights over here. So let's see how that turns out. What he decides to do here. He can move the queen out of the way, but doing so could result in a checkmate. Now he could put it, I guess he could put it here. That would be okay, and that's exactly what he did. Okay, so, not the best move he could have made. Maybe it was the best move, I don't know. I think he could have taken the queen, it would have been a lot better off. But, anyway, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and defend this pawn right here with the rook. But still defending my bishop here. So, there's no, no worries there. I may take his bishop here and then let him take my bishop there. Not sure. Or I can come down like this and then take his bishop. We'll see. I want to see what he does first before I make any final decision on what I'm going to do. Excuse me. Sorry if you heard that. That was me turning the microphone properly to face me. So, let's see. He's taking quite a lot of time here. I think he's in a little bit of a scare right now. He's not sure what to do. So, we're going to... he's going to go ahead and take my pawn. And I am going to take his pawn. Now, the reason why I didn't take his bishop outright is because then his queen can come right here, take it, and then check. So that would be no good. No bueno. No bueno. Don't want to do that. Also, I have this open rank still here on this F2 square. Still eyeing that up. Let me drop that somewhere just in case. Alright, he has now decided to bring out his knight, finally. With that in mind, let's see. What do I do here? Do I want to just take that pawn outright? I feel like I do, but I'm not sure that I do. So let's see, he develops the knight. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just take it. Boom, baby. Okay, so now he's decided to pull his knight even further, taking my bishop, which I don't see as a huge deal at this point because I'm pretty close to ending this game. But I could be wrong. I may have blundered there. I'm not entirely sure. Excuse me. Goodness, I got the coughs today, don't I? Alright, so what should I do? I'm really struggling with that right now. I don't... Okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take his bishop back. I know that threatens this right here, and that's probably what he's going to do. Yeah, I knew he was going to do that, but I think I can defend against it pretty easily. I just move the king back here like this, and everything is pretty much hunky-dory. He doesn't have a black bishop, so he can't come down here or anything like that. This bishop's pretty much useless. I'll just take that outright if he decides to move it. So it's looking pretty good still for me. I still got that rook ahead, and kind of waiting to see where it progresses from here. Right now, he's left this entire file open to interpretation. Now, he wants to take my queen, obviously. That's obviously what his plan was there. So, am I going to let him do it? I could do this, and then take his queen. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and let him do the queen trade, because I am a rook ahead, so... Whenever you're a major piece ahead like that, I think it's always good to just go ahead and go for the trade-offs. Okay, so he's now not trading. He's actually threatening my king again, so I'm going to go ahead and move back. It's really the only sensible move I have. And we may get stuck on a cycle here, I don't know. What I don't want to do is leave this pawn undefended, because then that gives him an opening. So, what can we do? So this time, if he does this, I could move my queen. No, I can't actually move the queen here because there's a bishop there. So, he is doing repetitive check right now. And there's not a whole lot I can do about that. There he goes. Now he takes the queen. I don't think he was enjoying the threefold repetition as much. Okay, so now he's taking my bishop, so he is technically a piece ahead, but I have two rooks, which can easily dominate the board. So we'll see how that plays out. Go ahead and do this. Move the king out of the way. He's probably going to do something like this, threatening the rook. Right now, I would say we're about even, because a rook is about 5 points, I think. And the other ones are 3, and I have one of his pawns additionally, so... and attack the undefended bishop there. He moves the bishop. That's a very simple, logical move. I'm going to threaten his rook. Hopefully take his rook too. Now he may or may not decide to trade off here. A rook game versus a bishop knight. That's going to be interesting. So let's see where this leads. Okay, first thing he does is pull out the knight, as I expect. I'm going to go ahead and go here to prepare to push this pawn. And also this pawn probably as well. Okay, he's moving his king down, coming a little bit closer to the middle of the board. I'm just going to kind of play with my pawn island over here. Maybe I can trap the bishop or something. Now he wants to threaten my rook, but he's not really doing any real threat because the rook is protected by the pawn, of course. Okay, that's a fair enough move. I'm going to go ahead and move my king into position, and then I can move this pawn up once I do that, so, or once he moves. I have to be careful about these knight forks, though, because they can be real deadly, so I gotta really watch out for that. Knight forks are not fun. Well, they're fun for the person doing them, I'll say that. They're fun for the person doing the knight fork. Not so much fun for the victim of the knight fork. So, alright, here we go. Now he's going to c4. I assume he's threatening... I'm not really sure what he's threatening there. I don't know what kind of move that was, to be honest with you. But, I'll take it. He's probably going to go there. You take with the pawn. I take back. And then he takes with his bishop. And then I'm going to... Well, no, I don't know if he's going to take back with the bishop. Because I can take with the rook there. Yeah, so he moves the pawn, or the rook out of the... bishop out of the frickin' way. And then, let's see. What do I do? What to do? I'm going to push this pawn up here. Give the bishop even less room to work with as well. So I'm basically trying to entrap his pieces back into that corner while using my rook against the king advantageously. And so far it seems to be working out pretty well, I have to say. I'm thinking I could get a checkmate pretty quickly here. I might be able to, actually. But we'll see how that goes. He does have this check right here. But if he does that, I'm just going to move my king here. No, he didn't do it. Okay. So, I'm going to... Let's see. Okay, well, if I push this pawn up, he takes, and then I take his bishop. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Not for him, but for me. So now his knight's stuck right here, protecting that pawn, because if he doesn't, then easily he's going to end up with me getting a queen. Alright, so now instead he's decided to threaten my rook, which is probably not the best move he could have made. But I'll go with it. I'm going to go ahead and take that. And then prepare to push this pawn forward. Now remember, this is a 5-round game. We're only on round 1 so far. Hopefully I continue to do as good as I am. I feel like when I do commentary with my chess, I actually play better because I'm analyzing out loud. Now when I play by myself without videoing it or video capturing it, I seem to not play so well. And I don't know if that's because I simply just I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's something about commentating on what you're doing and what your opponent's doing, that seems to help. So maybe you could try that in your own games. Just talk to yourself. I mean, I don't know. I was just throwing ideas out there. You never know what could work for someone. So, what's good for the goose is good for the flock. Whatever. So anyway, okay, he pushes that. I'm gonna push the pawn. Check. He's going to move closer to my rook, as I expect him to do. I am going to protect the pawn here, so I can continue to push it forward. And now he's going to attack my rook again. I'm going to go ahead and move back here. He's probably going to move back to that spot again. That would be the right move anyway. Or at least to me, the logical move. Okay, no, he's decided to actually blockade my pawn from moving at all. So that's a simple fix. Just check, and then he has to move out of the way. Then I can push the pawn. And check again. Go ahead and take this pawn out of commission right here so it doesn't become a nuisance later. Like so. He's going to go ahead and threaten my rook. Actually, I'm kind of relieved because I almost didn't notice that there may or may not have been a knight fork right there. So I'm glad that there wasn't, but I wasn't really paying attention to that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and... Ooh. See that line right there? Watch this. Boom. Goodbye, bishop. It's just me and you now, knight. So, yeah, go ahead and take that. And then I'm only 2 moves away from a queen, and of course, white resigns in this position. No surprise there. So, let's go ahead and watch another game while we wait. There's a few more games going on over here. I want to see this one because it's the highest rated player here, besides myself, in the 1400 range. So it looks like Black's dominating right now but that's just at face value. I'm just looking at it at face value. Black has a huge control of the center right now. But white is also controlling e4 and d5, sort of, in a very, very good fashion. So it's interesting to watch. Let's see. And again, with these games, with these tournaments, you actually have to sit through the other games until they all finish. Then it goes to the next thing. So, let's see. Who's won so far? Okay. I'm the highest rated player here. I think that's because I was already close to 1500. That my first win there gave me 1500. So that was kind of fun. I'm going to go ahead and cut this part out, and I will see you at the next game of the tournament.